What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another album of the month, this time for August 2023, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about Born Again by Danger Mouse and Jemini, the Gifted One. Danger Mouse, of course, many of you know. I've talked about him on the channel multiple times at this point. Of course, he's a frequent collaborator. He put out Cheat Codes with Black Thought last year, one of the best hip-hop albums in the last several years. And this is another one that didn't technically get recorded this year. It was recorded back in 2004 and was shelved for almost 20 years, which is insane to me that something this good was just recorded and left on the shelf to do nothing for that long. It's insane because so far this is my favorite hip hop record of 2023, and Danger Mouse doing it again. And Jemini I had never heard of, even though and I need to go back and listen to it. They had an album in 2003, Ghetto Pop Life, that had some, mild success, but maybe that was the problem, and that's why this one got shelved. But, not even a year later, they recorded another full album, and this is just so good, just from the opening track, All I, that Jemini as a rapper is great, but also as a singer on some of these songs. And right off the bat, you get these beautiful harmonies on this song where he's just singing All I, and you've got this really cool acoustic guitar, the kind of sample you would expect from Danger Mouse that sounds almost like some 60s like Italian thing, like something that he would use down the road in his Rome album. And it just works perfectly, and very tasteful beats on this thing. It's just a great opening track, and that goes straight into Locked Up, which amps it up a little bit, gets a little more, he's talking about being locked up in the penitentiary, he's hitting on some serious topics. And Jemini, just very underrated, and the fact that this guy really hasn't done anything since is sad to me, because he truly is gifted, and it shows on tracks like this. Gets a little bit into a territory where it sounds almost like something like Eminem would do, and I'm not as crazy about songs like that on the album. But then Knuckle Sandwich comes back in, even though it's less than 2 minutes, but it gives you like really cool, like kind of alternative hip-hop beats going on. And again, Jemini coming in with some hard-hitting stuff that really hits you in a good way. Then you've got songs like the title track, Born Again, which just has some beautiful, tasteful synths on this thing. And again, Jemini showing what a great vocalist he is as well. Really, this guy needs to come out of hiding, man. And now that they've released this, maybe that's the plan, to kind of get him back on the radar, and maybe he and Danger Mouse can do something in the present day, because this just feels timeless. Especially this song is definitely my favorite track on the album. And after that, the album, I wouldn't say loses its way. I mean, Brooklyn Basquiat, which was the single that they released prior to the album, has this really cool flute loop, something like along the lines that the Beastie Boys would do, hence Brooklyn, of course. But then after that, there's a couple songs I'm not as crazy about. But then it definitely comes back really strong at the end of this album with Dear Papa, which is kind of his not antithesis to Tupac's Dear Mama, but kind of a companion piece, if you will, where, he doesn't want the papas to be left out either, even though in the song, it's pretty brilliant what he does, where he's talking about how he doesn't really want to be like his father, but then by the end of the song, he's talking about how he has certain things from his mom, but he can't hide the fact that he definitely has parts of him that are from his father as well. And it seems like they actually outweigh the parts that are from his mom. And he's like learning to basically just accept who he is, and for better or worse, just move on from that. It's really a powerful song. And then Closing it down with world music, which definitely has some world music vibes musically, but really strong closing track. I mean, this is just one of those albums that a little under 45 minutes, kind of a perfect length. It doesn't feel too long. It's just so far, like I said, my hip hop album of the year. If I had to pick two of my favorite tracks, I'd definitely go with Born Again and All I think that really showcases Gemini and Danger Mouse at what they do best, kind of a mixture of not just hip hop, but infusing all those influences of soul and blues and just everything that makes hip hop great in the first place. And I'm going to give this a very strong 7 out of 10. If you haven't heard it yet, please check it out. Highly recommend it. And Gemini, where are you, man? Come back and do some more stuff. And guys, we got album reviews coming on this channel every so often. We got top fives every Friday, so much more. So thank you for watching. And as always, Viva la vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.